Welcome everyone to this practice, which we're going to be working with the earth element. So let's come to lie down while I tell you a little bit about that. So welcome to your practice. Let's come and lie on the earth. So perhaps just bring the knees in towards your chest, perhaps a little rock. And then gradually bring your feet towards the earth. Ever so lightly tuck your chin so the back of the neck is long. And maybe resting your hands on your belly. That can be really helpful to center us, or possibly on the earth itself. And you can try palms down or maybe palms up. See what that does to your shoulders. So this week we are working with the earth element. Also in yogic philosophy, you might have heard of the root chakra. So that's our legs, our feet. Because we are made up of different elements. We're made up of earth, water, fire and air. And sometimes we're really out of balance. If we're really anxious, we might be very airy, our mind is scattered. If we're too earthy, we feel really lethargic and can't get out of bed. But kind of balanced in earth means that we're rooted, we feel stable, we build resilience. And at the time of this little film being made, we're almost on the edge of spring. It still feels a bit bleak. We've still got February to go through. But February 1st sees the celebration of Imbolc, which is the very early spring. We might be seeing daffodils and snowdrops. So very much about making roots. So just take a moment to spread your toes, lift and spread them, feel your roots, and then press your toes down into the ground and the center of the heel. And from there, let's just start to take a really fully, deeply conscious breath into the tummy. Pause at the top of your breath. Then take a long, deep, full breath out. And initially, that might be through the jaw. So we are creatures of the earth. We are nature, not separate from nature. So just tap into that energy today. And this practice might be annoyingly slow for some of us, which is nearly a good sign that we need that. So smoothly counting your breath now, in for 4 and out for 4. And if you can, we do that through the nose only. We let the tongue roll up to the roof of the mouth. Breathing in for 4 and breathing out for 4. So if you are anxious, someone counting the breath can make that worse. So you're in control. And perhaps just repeat a mantra now to anchor your awareness onto I am grounded. I am rooted. And we don't have to believe affirmations. We just have to notice how that lands. If that feels a bit, ooh, again, that might be something to explore. Adding movement to that breath now, as you breathe in, counting for 4, very slowly start to lift up your hips. So lifting your hips, lower back, mid back, upper back, not too high initially, coming all the way down for a count of 4, upper back, mid back, lower back, pelvis. So start to establish that rhythm now with movement. Inhaling for 4. Exhaling for 4. And you might now add a little lift of the arms too. So as the feet press down and the hips lift, you might take your arms over. Your fingers. They are your branches. And then slowly come down. Bring the hands to the earth. Adding on a little bit now. Inhale, rising for 4. Exhale, lowering for 4. And then draw the knees in towards you and the head towards your knees. Exhale, feet come down. Inhale up for 4. So we're just doing this to establish a nice slow rhythm to move to. Knees in. Notice that you might want to speed that a bit up. Final time. Let's bring those feet down. This time we're going to stay up in our bridge pose. Setu Bandha. You can lift your fingers, feet down into the feet. Maybe lift your heart a little higher towards your chin. And do a swallow. Get rid of any tightness. And slowly. Oh, that's right on cue. I get a cough there. Bring the knees in towards your chest and start to think about your roots now as you lift your legs up towards the sky and circle your ankles. So in yoga philosophy, this is Muladhara chakra. The color is dark red for the energy here, but just visualize your roots. Then point the foot and flex the heels. Notice the muscles in the back of the legs. And from there, we're just going to come all the way up to a seat, hold back the knees and crisscross your shins. So feel your roots now as you press into the hard edges of your feet, roll the shoulders back. And we'll just take Prithvi Mudra. This activates the earth element. So taking your thumb to your ring finger, a little mudra there. And just pause as you establish that breath seated. So breathing in for a count of 4. Breathing out for a count of 4. And notice how you're doing the mudra. If you're really pinching, you might be a little bit tense. If the fingers are really hardly touching, you might be feeling a bit sleepy. So just observe that in yourself without changing. And when you're ready with that breath, inhale for 4. Raise those arms up towards the floor. Exhale, turn your tummy to the left and bring your right hand across, left hand behind. Root down into your left fingers as you lengthen into the spine. And now take a nice slow breath again for 4. And as you breathe out for 4, soften your hips into the earth. One more time. Inhale, both arms rise. And let's do that to the other side. So left hand comes across, right fingers behind, and your right fingers are your roots. From there you rise. Soften face, soften jaw. One more slow breath in for 4. And come back to center with your eyes closed now, taking that mudra again. Notice everything in your body that's grounding you, the hips, the feet. And can you surrender them a little bit more to the earth? One more smooth breath in for 4. Out for 4. And let's come on to all 4s. So thinking about your roots a little bit more, the shins, the toes. And if you want to stretch your feet, you can turn the toes down. If you want to stretch your ankles, have the feet flat. From there, take your time to come into cat and cow. Inhale for 4. Exhale for 4. And I find going this slow really alien. So just notice if that's you. Can we slow down and really be this version of ourselves? And there's a quote from Rupi Kaur, I'll never have this version of me again. Let me slow down to be with her. So just considering that. Take a moment now as we breathe in. We're going to take that right leg behind you, lifting the heel up. And as the heel kicks back, feel the hip. Inhale. Exhale, draw elbow to knee. Inhale, exhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, we extend and take a deep breath. The left hand down and bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. For 4 now, do cat and cow of the spine. Inhale, heart rises. Exhale, pull the tummy in and round. See if you can do this without resisting. Just speed through it. Keep pressing into the right foot because that's grounding you. Now let's pause as we lift the heart and sweep the arms up toward the stomach. Reach so tall. So visualize your feet, your legs are your roots, your torso is your trunk, and the fingers reach for the stars in the sky, the cosmos, your arches. Hold on to the left wrist, let's into the right. Take 3 deep breaths into the left wrist. Slow, steady, spacious breath. Inhale, arms lift up. Now the fingers come down. We're just going to straighten the right leg. And very often we try to move in and out of this. Can we be still with a straight right leg? And you might rub your right leg as you slow your breathing down. Again, notice our tendency to want to speed through. One more deep breath. Rebend the right knee, left hand comes down. Inhale, right arm rises for a twist. And you might lift up your left knee here too. One smooth, deep breath for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 4. Right hand comes down. And you can come back to all 4s or come into downward dog. Really depends on what you're ready for. So you stay with cat and cow if you're on your knees, or you come forward to a plank for a count of 4, really slowly. And in your plank, activate your roots. Press your thighs back, your heels back, heart forward. Take a deep breath in for 4. Back for 4. Now do that one more time, forward and back for a count of 4. If you're anything like me, notice how hard it is to slow down. Pause in your downward facing dog. And just for today, can you be still as you breathe in for 4? Exhale for 4. Press into everything that grounds you. Hands and feet. Knees come down. Let's do that on the other side. Inhale, left leg comes back. Kick back for a count of 4. Breathing in, right arm rises. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen and expand. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, expand, take a deep breath in. And then the right hand comes down as the left foot comes outside the left hand. Cat and cow of the spine. Inhale for 4. Exhale, pull the tummy in, tuck the chin. Really feel your body and its earthiness. Now, when we connect to the earth, we're reminded that all our resources are there. The earth provides everything. Press into the feet, breathing in. Whoops. Right arm rises. Reach your branches up and all the way down into your trunky. Lean to the right, lean to the left. 3 rounds of deep breath into your right side waist. Inhale, arms rise up. See if you can stay still in Ardha Hanuman. Bearing in mind you're at home and no one can see you. Straight left leg. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, can you fold and just focus on the next rounds of breath. Rebend, left knee, right hand comes down. Inhale, left arm rises, maybe right knee rises. Fold, deep breath in for 4, wet your fingers. Breathing out for 4, press into that right hand. Left knee falls down, slowly come back to downward facing dog. So the choice of a vinyasa now, a rest in child's pose or staying on all 4s. Inhale forward for 4. Perhaps first when we drop the knees, slowly we roll down. Take a moment there on the earth. Inhale, lifting up into a cobra. Exhale, come back down again. Do 2 more of those with your breath. There's nowhere to rush to in this practice. We're just here. And then from there, come back, walk your hands back, and we're going to come into a little squat. So bring your heels up for this first one, toes are down. Take your hands onto the earth. So we're almost like little creatures. We are little creatures, aren't we? Take a deep breath in. Feel your roots now and the power of them. Lift yourself up with heels lifted to a sort of tippy toes Tadasana. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, take the heels down. And then lift and spread all your toes as you rock along the feet. So the arches of our feet soften as we get older, and that's why we have knees and hip stuff. So just feel your feet. And then close your eyes as you press your feet into the ground. Take the palms forward. And feel the big toes, the little toes, and the outer heels. And feel how rooted you are now. Deep breath in. Exhale. Hold onto your hips, breathing in for a count of 4. Your right knee rises. Exhale, step it forward. Warrior 1. Back heel is down, right knee is bent. Inhale, count of 4. Okay, bend your right knee a little bit more. Inhale, 4. Exhale, 4. Now straighten your right leg. Take your hands to your hips and lengthen your spine forward. 2 straight legs here. So this is quite early in the practice. Feel your feet. You can make this a little harder by taking your palms behind. Now breathe in for 4. And then re-bend the knee. Take your fingers down and lift your left leg for what we call grounded aeroplane. Fingers down, foot is flexed. Breathe in for 4. Breathe out for 4. One more time. And then take your left foot down. Right foot comes to meet it. And again, you can come through a vinyasa. Breathe your way forward. This time you might choose not to drop the knees. Inhale, you rise. And then we come back into the squat. So walking yourself back, lifting your knees. These get easier. Maybe bow a little bit down. Just feel that connection to Mother Earth. Hands to heart, slowly we lift, heels are lifted. Who cares if we wobble, we're making our bones strong. Feet come down. Pause there in this pose, also called Samastiti, which means equal standing pose. So are you equally standing? Maybe lean forward into the toes, into the heels, outer edges of feet, inner, and then find your center. Inhale, left knee rises. Pause here, we call it staff pose. Exhale, left foot steps forward, warrior one, the back heel is down. Inhale, we roll. Exhale, we sink a little. One deep breath in for 4. Straight left leg, hands to hips. Breathing in, tall spine. Exhale, tummy pulls in halfway. Remember option, take the fingers behind you. One deep breath in for 4. Exhale out for 4. Bend the left knee, grounded aeroplane. Right leg lifts, gazing forward, flex that right foot and take a deep breath in for 4. And you might notice when we move slowly, we build more strength. Drop the right foot down, step back to meet it. And here we are again, downward facing dog. Take a full deep breath in, long exhale out. And from this grounded place, choose movement or stillness. Coming forward to plank, lowering to the earth. Inhale to rise. Exhale, downward facing dog. And in your downward facing dog, take a full deep breath in and a long breath out. And when you're empty of breath, that's where you might hop towards the front of the mat. Breathing into a flat back. Exhale to fold. Teeny bend in knees as you sweep the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer. And just take a moment there to pause, to breathe. So we're going to come through today's flow. We're going to do this a couple of times or so. As you breathe in, the left leg rises, coming into what we call staff pose. As you breathe out, this left leg comes behind you for a curtsy squat. So the left foot is back, lean your body forward, take a deep breath in. Inhale, come back up to staff pose. And now full aeroplane. So left leg comes back, maybe the arms come back. You might even touch warrior 3 with your arms in front. Take a deep breath. And this time we come back to warrior 1. Back heel is down. Inhale, rises, both arms right side. As you exhale, come forward and interlace your palms. Feel both of your feet as you press them into the earth. Deep breath. Keep rooting down into your feet. Inhale, rise back up again. And once again, we're going into pyramid. Hold on to your hips. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale, fold it halfway. So this is really stretching your hamstrings. Press into them. And this time we're going to do a standing split. So bend your knee a little bit, lift your left leg. And this time, rather than having it parallel to the earth, we lift it as high as it can go. Breathing in. Know that you can always take the foot down if this is too much. Take 2 deep breaths. Then re-bend your knee. This time we're going to come into warrior 2. So I'm going to spin around. So the back arch of the left foot is in line with the right heel. Now let's come into warrior 2. Take a moment there to breathe. Sink deeper, resisting the urge to flow and move, just feeling the earthiness of your feet connected to the ground. And then reverse. That left hand slides down the left leg as the right elbow comes all the way up. You might look up to the crook of the elbow. Take 3 deep rounds of breath into that right lung. Notice if your toes are gripping the ground. And let's come up and take our flow. Hands come down, leg comes back. You may or may not choose to do this. So know that when we're grounded, we make the best decisions. Anytime you need a rest, you rest. And as you come back into down dog, press into the hands, the feet, everything that grounds you.
And just notice what it is right now that's stopping you from being in the present moment. Notice that and come back. Lift up your heels, look towards your hands, step or hop towards the front of your mat. Breathing in, take a flat back. Breathing out to fold. Slowly, we unravel. Come back to Samastitihi. Pause as you press into the feet. And feel the strength in your roots. We've done a lot there today already. Breathing in, right knee rises. Breathing out, curtsy. Right foot comes behind, fingers. Lengthen your spine. Take a deep breath in. Inhale, we rise again with that knee lift. And we step back. Warrior one. Back heel down, foot faces forward. So the hips face forward in Warrior One. They face the other way in Warrior Two. Inhale, raise that warrior forward. What battle can you go? Forward, interlace your palms. Let the crown of the head come towards the instep. And focus on pressing into the right little toe as you breathe into the back. One more time. And then press into your feet as you rise up, 2 straight legs now. Inhale, long spine, pyramid pose. So lots of options, hands to hips. It could be fingers to floor. I should have said that before. Or maybe you're trying arms behind today. Breathe. So we're going to do a couple more standing splits today. So the first variation, we take the hands down. We lift the right leg as high as we can. And just feel the breath. There'll be lots of stories spinning, whether we like this or not. Just one more deep breath. Then Warrior Two. So we drop the back foot a little wider back, a little further back this time, coming into your Warrior Two, Virabhadrasana 2. A steady, slow, strong Warrior Two. 3 deep breaths. So this week we're doing earth. Next week we're doing water. It will be all flowy. But we need the roots first. So just notice if being still is tricky. Breathing in, let's a warrior. Reaching into the left fingertip. Breathing into the left. Inhale, we come back. And then a very slow vinyasa. We're all going to meet in child's pose. So hands come down, leg comes back. You might choose to go to child's pose straight away. Otherwise, breathe your way forward. Lower yourself to the earth. Inhale, we rise. And then we come back to child's pose. And take a moment there with the toes together. Breathing into the whole body. And this pose very much connected to the earth. It's almost like a little seed. So what seeds are we planting this year? More joy, more hope, more optimism, more love. Just call to mind, verbal diarrhea, a seed that you wish to plant for yourself. And breathe it into every cell, muscle, fibre of the body. And then as you breathe out, relax the jaw, just give that intention to the air. And then return to this next slow, grounded breath. And slowly, slowly, let's come back up to downward facing dog. Yeah. So pressing to the hands, lifting up. Pause there in downward facing dog. Lift your heels as high as you can. Take a deep breath in. Again, exhale. When you're empty, that might be when you do a little or walk towards the front of the mat. Breathing in, flat back. Breathing out to fold. Little bend in the knees. Let's inhale our way up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. So once again, we're coming into staff pose. Right leg is the standing leg. Inhale, left knee rises. This time we're going to take it into tree. So direct that left foot. So this is obviously the metaphor for our roots. So not onto the knee, it could be ankle, could be thigh. Hands in prayer. Look down if you're wobbly. Look up if you're not. Press that right thigh bone back. Lift your heart and take 2 rounds of slow full breath. And get a feel of this in your body because we're going to come into it in a very strange way in a moment.
Keep rooting down into the center of the right heel. And just let's spin around there. Let's lift ourselves back up into staff pose. And then you choose grounded aeroplane, hands to floor, or once again, lifting that leg. Keep those toes back, deep breath in. One more, in for 4, out for 4. And drop your back heel, warrior 1, breathing in, arms. Exhale, folding again in humble warrior, interlace the palms behind you, breathe in for a count of 4. Breathe out. Inhale, we rise. 2 straight legs. Inhale, lengthen. Your choice now. As you come down, stay in pyramid, fingers behind you, fingers to floor. Maybe there's a second standing split there. And if you did want to challenge, you might hold onto your ankle with your right hand. You might hold onto your ankle with your left hand. You might now fall on the cat. So just see how it goes. Drop your hands down, back into warrior 2. So here comes the fun bit. Coming into warrior 2, left arm circle you, and you pause. Gaze forward to that middle finger and take 2 rounds of breath. Now you lean back, breathing in, reverse warrior. So just play with this bit. It's designed to flummox you. Come back into warrior 2. Bend your right knee and then lift your left foot as you come back into tree pose. And of course, you'll probably be wobbly, so just play with it. Take a deep breath in. How quickly can we come back to being rooted? That's what resilience is. It's not that we never fall, but we never topple. So find the power, find the strength. Then let's come back into warrior 2. Take a deep breath in. Hands to hips. Turn the feet parallel. We're going to come into a forward fold. Breathing in and breathing out. And there is a tendency as we get into our forward fold to want to move. Can you be still for 3 deep breaths? Press into the outside edges of the feet. One more deep breath. So ignore me, I'm spinning round. Find this pose, turn your right foot forward and walk into a low lunge. We're dropping that left knee and the right foot's going to come off your yoga mat probably. We're coming into a pose called lizard. So with your hands rooting you down, just look at your right foot and really press it into the ground. Now some of you might want more of a stretch where you come onto your little toe side. So the right knee comes out to the side. This is winged dragon. Some of you might have your forearms down. If your forearms are down, press into them equally. Notice the teeth baring that we do in this shape. And I know I've said before, I hate being told to smile. So I do like the phrase, pick the face you want as an old person and pull it now. So 3 rounds of very smooth breaths. We're really cultivating a grounded, earthy energy today. Very steady, place that foot flat again, if not already. And then remember earlier, can you bring that leg back like we did earlier? Kick the right heel back. Take a deep breath. Left hand comes down, right knee comes down, downward facing dog. Pause in your downward facing dog and make that grounded choice of movement or stillness. Back in downward facing dog, feel your hands, feel your feet, take a deep breath in. Breathe away the past, everything that's gone. And just leave the future for now where it is and just breathe here. Heels lift, gaze forward, bend the knees. Let's step or hop towards the front of the mat. Inhale to a flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms come over. Hands to prayer. And just feel your feet again as you breathe. And feeling our feet literally makes us grounded, especially when we're stuck in our head and we're spinning. Inhale, right knee rises. Pause in your staff pose. Then the right foot comes to the inner thigh or the ankle for Vriksasana tree pose. Feel your roots as you press your left thigh back, your torso, your trunk, maybe the arms lift. And I saw a quote once, be like a tree, reach for the light, drink lots of water, enjoy your natural beauty. One more deep breath. Let's do all those things at once. Once again, we come back into staff pose, that right knee is lifted. Once again, we either come into warrior three or grounded aeroplane, or something that's a mixture of the both. Deep, deep breath as you spread your right toes. Exhale, press your left thigh bone back. Find the balance. Some days it's not there. Drop your right foot. Warrior one. Inhale, rise. Exhale, humble warrior. Crown of head to ground. Both feet evenly pressing into the earth. Now find that breath in for 4. And out. Whoops, falling over. I'll do that again. Breathe in as you slowly rise. Straight legs. Inhale, long spine. Lots of choices. Hands to ground, hands behind you, or a standing split. And you might explore holding onto your ankle. Much harder, of course, if you're on a carpet. So be kind to yourself if you're a bit wobbly. Gracefully landing or not in warrior 2. Right arm reaches up. Pause in stillness for 3 rounds of in for 4 and out for 4 breaths. Notice when the breath is steady, the mind can sometimes be steady too. Inhale, let's return. The worst thing we can do now is think, try not to lift the left arm, come into tree pose. Left leg is your standing leg. And then the resilience comes from just getting back up again when we topple. So a couple of breaths there. And we step back to warrior 2. Take a moment. Feet parallel, hands to hips. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Head is heavy. Feel your feet. And just for now, breathe into stillness. And then we walk our hands forward. We come into a lizard pose. Lots of variations. Right knee dropped. 2 straight arms. That's enough for many of us. Possibly 4 arms down. Or what's called crazy pigeon. Or come onto the hard edge of the left foot. So no one choice is better than another. Find the right one for you. And then find that conscious breath again. And all the benefits from yoga come from the breathing. When we oxygenate ourselves better, we receive healthier blood, your digestion improves, we sleep better, oh, wow. And let's come back up again. Left leg comes back. We see if we can find our balance. The left leg comes back, the right arm rises. One more breath. And the hand comes down, the knee comes down. This will be the final vinyasa, should you wish to do one. Pressing yourselves back to down dog. Inhaling your way forward to plank pose. Lowering to the earth. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, downward facing dog, and press into everything that's connecting you to the earth. And if you're struggling today, just repeat, I am here, because you showed up and that's amazing. End of breath out, look up, bend your knees, step or hop. Inhale, long spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands to prayer. Just a little short balancing sequence. Pause as you breathe.
Breathing in, staff pose. Lift the left knee. Right leg is straight. Exhale, slowly come back into curtsy. So on the diagonal, lengthen forward, take a deep breath in. Inhale, rise again to staff pose. And once again, come into a tree. Inhale, arms.
Again, place your gaze at Thursday. So up is all tricky. Hold your right wrist now, see if you can lean
towards that knee. So of course it's going to be a bit weird. Just breathe. And again. And come back up. So really going for it today. Final balance on this side is choices. A grounded aeroplane, fingers to floor. Aeroplane, fingers up, or another standing split. So sometimes too many of these are not good. So just see. Again, maybe now you hold your ankle with one hand and the other. Because practice, they do get easier. A couple of breaths wherever you are. Left foot comes down to join the right. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale all the way up to stand. And pause and breathe. Samastitihi equals standing pose. Find the breath. Inhale, left knee rises. Exhale, sorry, right knee rises. I'm saying the wrong leg as I hold it up. Good job we're not driving. Breathing in. Right knee rises, right leg comes behind. We're in the curtsy squat, lengthen the spine. Inhale, right knee rises. Let's come into tree pose. Right foot to inner thigh, hands to prayer. And just draw the foot into the thigh and the thigh into the foot. That can really root you. And then we lift the left arm.
Hold on to left wrist, lean to the horse. And just find your balance if it's there to be. And turn to that slow conscious breath. And let's rise up. A brief staff pose, right knee lifts, and then your choice.
Warrior 3, grounded aeroplane, or your final standing split today, maybe. So one hand might hold the ankle, maybe two hands hold the ankles. Maybe not in this lifetime, just see how it goes. Fingers down, right foot comes down, breathing in halfway. And then toes out, heels lifted. We're going to come into the version of a squat with the legs lifted. Just take a moment to find your balance there. And then really slowly, let's go to a seat. Breathing in, legs lift, coming straight into boat pose. You might have shins parallel. Lift out of the lower back and take your hands forward. Look at your feet, your beautiful feet, spread the toes. Two more slow, conscious breaths. Notice how sometimes we speed up at these kind of shapes. Excuse me. And then hold on to the knees, roll yourself back. And here we are, as we started in constructive rest. So we're going to come into a more active back bend now. You might choose to put support underneath your lower back if it's tender today. Otherwise, once again, let's activate the roots. Spread your toes and press the heels down. From there, you peel up into a static bridge. So if you are a bit tender, you might want to roll up and down, but otherwise, see if you can stay still. Maybe you interlace the fingers beneath you. Now return to that conscious breath for 5 rounds. In for 4, out for 4. And of course, if your back doesn't like this, you come out a little sooner, but otherwise just be here for another round of breathing. And then very slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower to the earth. As your hips sink, can you take your feet together and let your knees drop out to the side? One hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And just feel that slow, deep breath moving into you and out of you. And we often, In traditional Chinese medicine, the element of earth is associated with stomach health. So when we're anxious, our gut is disturbed. So just noticing as you rest your hand there and just feel the breath. Opposite quality now, bring your hands to the outer thighs, bring your knees together and then bring the feet wide. So you're very knock-kneed here. Take your arms out to the side and slowly just feel your feet as your knees rock to the right. Come back up, soles of feet, then hard edges of the feet as your knees rock to the left. And do that slowly one more time on each side. And then come back to center. Bring the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little hug, maybe massaging out the lumbar spine. And this, of course, is where our kidneys are. And next week we'll be doing the water element. So kidneys process all the waters in the body. Extend those legs up towards the sky. Flex and point the feet. And then rock up to a seat. So coming into forward fold now, which can be much more demanding for your back. So make sure you feel supported here. We've got the legs in a V shape. And then with your hand, ground. I'll take the flesh away from your sit bones. Just pull the flesh back. Feel your bones there on the ground. And that, of course, these dense muscles and bones are the earth quality. Inhale as we grow tall. And as you exhale, tuck the chin. So that can be a forward fold. Or you might take your hands down and just slowly start to come a little bit forward. And you stop where you feel sufficient challenge, but not taking your breath away. So breathing in and breathing out. So we're going to be here for about a minute. So notice that might make you horrify you. You might want to back off. So notice what you need to do to be able to stay. And then I'm just going to read a little reading from Melody Beattie's day of a meditation a day. So this is called Stay in the Present Moment. And that can be hard when we feel a lot of sensation in body. Stay in the present moment. That's where you find life's magic. How overwhelmed we feel when we anticipate the future, all that needs doing, all the tasks, the work, the potential problems, the responsibilities. How tired we become when we dwell on what's done already, the energy we've expended and the imperfect results. Yes, sometimes to stay in the present, we need to visit the past, to clear out an old feeling, to heal an old limiting belief. But that visit can be brief. And sometimes we need to think about the future, to make commitments, to plan, to envision where we want to go. But to linger there can cause unrest. It can spoil the moment we're in now. Stay in the present moment, and the past and the future will fall naturally and easily into place. So 3 more rounds of in for 4 and out for 4, grounding yourself into the present reality. And how often we struggle with that if we're in a shape that we don't like or we think we're not good at and all that nonsense. One more round of breath. And slowly walk your hands back and stay present as you come up. There's a tiny little flow of energy. Close your eyes. Take that mudra again, Prithvi Mudra. Thumb and ring finger touching. And breathe into this moment. And breathe out, just dropping your hips into the ground. One more time, slow, full breath in. Slow, full breath out. Beautiful. And let's come into 2 choices now. The left foot is going to come into the inner right thigh. So this is going to be a little bit more, it's called half dragonfly. Or your left foot can come outside the left buttock. So stretching your quadricep. For some people, this just isn't possible. So we're accessing our roots. It doesn't matter the shape. But if that feels good, do that. Breathing in, let's lift our spine. As we exhale, slide your right hand down the right leg and turn your heart towards the sky. Pause here as you breathe. Maybe your left arm.
Just reaching from the fingers, just wiggling the way down. But everyone with an invitation to drop the thumb forward. If you're gripping. One more in for 4 and out for 4.
Let's lift up. And whichever way you have the leg now, just take it forward and give it a little shake out. And then step your left foot over the right leg. So we're coming into a twist. The right leg can be long, or you can bend it if that's more comfortable for you. Just trust. And now this right arm is going to wrap around that left knee. Right, left finger's behind you, breathing in, lengthen your spine. And as you breathe out, look over your left shoulder. And again, just connect to that which earths you, the hips, the thighs, the shins, the feet. And keep your awareness there now as you lengthen that inhale to 4. And when you're present, you might notice you feel a breath in your lower back. One more, maybe it moves from the lower back to the upper right shoulder. And slowly come out. And let's just counter pose. So hands come down, tuck your chin, bow towards your right hip, and breathe into the lower left back. And up we come. So this left leg is long now, and the same variation. Your right foot might be onto the inner thigh. If you wish, stretching the quad, but again, never forcing the body here because it can just be miserable. Who wants to be miserable? The weather's bad enough. Let's lift our heart up and let's take the left hand down. I found it easier last time to put it on the floor just to help me feel stable. Turn to look up. Maybe right arm comes over your ear. And just breathe into your right waist. Notice your left shoulder as it's softening. So if the foot's behind, you're also stretching your right ankle. But slow your breathing down to slow the thinking down here. Inhale, right arm rises. Pick up that right knee, especially if the foot was backwards. You might just want to circle the ankle joints and then place it over the left knee. So the right foot is just outside. Plant the whole right foot down because that's stabilizing you. Some of us might have that left knee bent, doesn't matter. Wrapping the left arm around your knee, right fingers behind. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, rotate. So be grounded now. Are you over gripping that knee? Can you soften? Are you gripping the hips? Can you drop them? And now just focus on the breath rising from the root of your spine to the crown of the head. And let it wash its way down. So next week, we'll be doing water, thinking about cleansing, renewing. But just for today, let's focus on being connected and grounded. One more breath. And then we do rotate, we turn, we tuck the chin, we bow, we breathe. And come back up again. So making our way back down to the earth where we will be staying. We come onto our back. I'm just going to do legs up. So just point the feet to the sky, point the heels to the sky. If you have a shoulder stand practice, then you might, legs up is lovely. You might also have your legs over the sofa. If you know there's no issues with your neck and you've done a shoulder stand before, because it's difficult to say to do them online without checking people, you might lift the knees towards your forehead, hold the hands onto your lower back and extend your legs towards the sky. The chin is tucked. Stay with legs up if there's any uncertainty, and that's where I'm going to go back. Legs up is great for us around menopause age and beyond. It helps balance hormones. Make sure there's a soft bend in the knees. For those of you in shoulder stand, you might take a plow pose, and that's where your feet come to the ground behind you. And then wherever you are, lift the legs back up again, shoulder standers. And then drop the hips so we're all in legs up. Take a moment there, take a breath. And then very slowly lower to the ground. So if you did shoulder stand, and only if it's advisable to take fish, we sit on our hands, we press from the elbows to the wrists, and we lift our heart up. Crown of head comes back. Also good for menopause, working with our thyroid. And slowly land. Bring those knees in towards your chest and give yourself a hug, because it's still winter. To show up and do a bit of yoga is really cool. So I always say, my brother did a class with me once and lasted 10 minutes and then went for a cigarette. So I think anyone who does better than that is a hero. Heroine. Let's take the feet down. Let's come into our final shape of Shavasana. So you may wish to come into constructive rest. You might have the support of a bolster behind you. Just come and be cozy. So coming back where we started, lying on the earth, but we've come full circle. So well done. Just going to read a little reading at the end. So a quote from John O'Donohue. If you know his work, he was a Catholic priest who wrote really beautiful poetry about the earth. And he wrote in one of them, "The earth is our origin and destination. The ancient rhythms of the earth have insinuated themselves into the rhythms of the human heart. The earth is not outside us, it is within, the clay from where the tree of the body grows. When we emerge from our offices, rooms, and houses, we enter our natural element. We are children of the earth, people to whom the outdoors is home. Nothing can separate us from the vigor and vibrancy of this inheritance. In contrast to our frenetic, saturated lives, the earth offers a calming stillness. Movement and growth in nature takes time. The patience of nature enjoys the ease of trust and hope. There is something in our clay nature that needs to continually experience this ancient outer ease of the world. It helps us remember who we are and why we are here. So feel the great Mother Earth beneath you, always providing. All of our resources come from her. Can we just drop ourselves into that support? And take a consciously slow breath in for 4. And a sigh out for 4. And feel yourself here being held. And tap into those dense, earthy muscles of the body, the hips, the legs, the calves, the feet. And just get a sense of dropping them into the ground. Visualize your bones just resting. And feel the energy rising up from the roots to your torso, your trunk. Expanding into your branches, the arms, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. Moving up to the crown of your head. And as you breathe out, drop your body just a little bit more into the embrace of the earth beneath you. And just stay here now until you hear my voice again, breathing in to the whole body, the whole body, whole body. And moving now from this space of being really grounded, take another full, deep, slow breath in. And it would make me very happy to know, if you have the time, that you can stay here longer. That you don't have to move right now. Or maybe you did just carve this specific time out. And making a really grounded decision, decide if you need to just move a little bit, maybe fingers, maybe toes. And when we slow down, the practice usually benefits us for the rest of the day, unless you're going to a crazy shopping centre or something now. But see if we can stay with this really slow, grounded energy that you've cultivated. Maybe rock to one side, take a breath lying on the earth. And when you're ready, you might come up to a comfortable seat. And it's really lovely to have shared this practice with you. Let's finish with one breath in together as we inhale. Let's sweep those arms up. So bring the hands towards your heart. Feel yourself seated here now in this moment. Namaste. And I hope I see you soon. Thank you.